I'm Brakan. Thanks for tuning in to Inflation Watch, Bank of Jamaica's monthly discussion on price movements in the economy. At March 2025, headline or annual inflation, which is a general rate of increase in the prices of goods and services over the previous 12-month period, was 5%. Do you know what that means? It means inflation remained within the BOJ's target range of 4 and 6%, with price increases for March 2025 being considered low, stable, and predictable. Now that's some positive news to start on. Inflation at March was higher than the 4.4% recorded at February 2025, but generally lower than inflation for most of last year. This general decline in inflation relative to a year ago was supported by BOJ's monetary policy decisions and stability in what business persons expect inflation to be in the future. That's called inflation expectations. The increase in prices at March 2025 relative to a year earlier resulted mainly from more expensive items in the food and non-alcoholic beverages category. Specifically, it cost more for fruits and vegetables, including ripe bananas, oranges, watermelons, dried coconuts, and tomatoes. Some starchy foods like Irish potatoes, yams, plantains, and green bananas also saw price increases. Higher prices at March also reflected more expensive household rent, higher electricity rates, and more costly meals from fast food restaurants and cook shops. There was, however, a decline in petrol prices, which helped to keep inflation well within target. Now that you know the factors that influenced inflation at March 2025, it's time to hear from BJ as he discusses interesting facts about BOJ's work to control inflation using monetary policy.
How things, Marcia?
Giving thanks, BJ. Want to expand the business this year?
Sound good. Inflation in Jamaica low and stable now, so you should be able to get a loan.
Yes, but the interest rate kinda high. Isn't the whole point of Bank of Jamaica working so hard to keep inflation low and stable so that everybody can benefit?
True. Inflation low and stable for a while now. It was in BOJ's target range of 4 to 6% for 9 months in 2024 and started out 2025 at 5%. Plus, with that forecast, BOJ also cut their policy interest rate. You know, the rate on current accounts of commercial banks at the central bank.
Business people like me should benefit from the lower interest rates too.
Yes, a lower policy rate is a signal that lending rates, especially to the productive sector, that mean businesses, should also go down. So, shop around at the banks for a good rate.
Good idea. But it's so hard to do business with a new bank, even if they have a better rate. BOJ have anything to do with that?
Short answer is yes. BOJ working to make it easier to open new accounts at other banks by putting a digital, computer system in place to cut down the amount of paperwork you have to give the new bank. Call it Electronic Know Your Customer, or EKYC. It won't be right now, but it's coming.
I hope it don't take too long.
Hope so too. Anyway, all the best with your search for a loan you can manage. Talk later, Marcia.
Thanks later, BJ.
Thanks for those reminders, BJ. And that's a wrap for Inflation Watch, looking at price movements at March 2025. Join us again next time when Bank of Jamaica will bring you another episode of Inflation Watch, where we track inflation and explore the factors influencing price changes in Jamaica.